Hey guys, Bird Yugioh here, coming at you with another deck profile. This time we are revisiting Burning Abyss. I'll try to do that every now and then with quite a few of my decks. There's different versions I like to play and test out and stuff. So a lot of the videos, a lot of the deck profiles that I have, I'll be probably revisiting them and doing some updates and just different stuff with them. Burning Abyss is a deck that's you could play a million different ways. None of them are wrong. There just is a lot of different, fun, cool ways to play it. This one is obviously Phantom Knight Burning Abyss with Cherubini. It's amazing to just send, if you just want to negate, you just send Silent Boots, banish it, and then you get a free monster negate out of with Phantom Knight's Fog Blade. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the best Phantom Knights monster, which is Silent Boots. If you control a Phantom Knights monster, you can special summon this from your hand. So if you control either of these guys, you can then you can like normal summon Cloak and then special summon Silent Boots. But when he is in the graveyard, you can banish him and then you add one Phantom Knight's Speller Trap from your deck to your hand. And so he's the best one. He's the one you're fine seeing in your hand, to somehow get him to grave. Next one is Ancient Cloak. You can play him at 3 because he is still really good, but I like him at 2. If it's in attack position, you can target one dark monster on the field. You change this card to defense position, and if you do, that monster gains 800 until the end of your opponent's turn. But its graveyard effect is you can banish this card from your graveyard and add the Phantom Knights card, so basically one of the monsters from your deck to your hand. So to kind of thin out your deck, preferably like with Cherubini, you'll want to send him. If you have a way of getting Silent Boots to the grave, you can banish him and then add the Silent Boots and then somehow get him to grave so that you can do that. Or, like I said, you can just straight up from Cherubini just send him, banish him from grave to get the just a monster negate with the trap. Get the trap directly to your hand. And then just one Ragged Gloves. He's really good if he's in the grave and you special summon him off of Break Sword's effect, because if this card is destroyed, usually by its own effect, you can target 2 Phantom Knight monsters with the same level in your graveyard, special summon them and increase their levels by 1. And then when he is XYZ material, the monster that's summoned, which would be usually Dark Rebellion, gains 1,000 attack. So then you got a 3,500 attack on Dark Rebellion for free, basically. You pop the card your opponent controls, plus you get a free monster with some high attack. And then also you can banish this card from your graveyard and send one Phantom Knights card from your deck to the graveyard. So it's again another way of getting Silent Boots to the grave. Really good. That's it for the Phantom Knights monster engine. Kind of small. This is still mostly Burning Abyss. So to start with those, we're playing pretty heavy Burning Abyss. 3 Farfa. He's the best one to use, pretty much on your opponent's turn, because you're going to be targeting one monster they control and banish it until the end phase. So it's just really, really good disruption. You don't have to play it at 3 in this build with the Phantom Knights and stuff. I like to because I still play Pot of Desires. Until that card just really screws me over, I'm going to always try to play that card if I can. It's only ever messed me up one game with my ABC deck. I was playing it, and it banished all 3 of the Sea Crush Wyvern, which kind of messes that deck up. But I can't really think of anything in this particular deck that would just totally mess you up. I mean, obviously, if you banish all 3 Farfa off of Desires, that's a problem, but you can still, make do without them. Also, like 3 Skarm. It gives you a search during the end phase, just really good for setting up your next turn, just so you have something. 2 Alex still. I like that monster negate. It does come up quite a bit. And then now for the one ofs, 1 Graph. We'd play more if we could. He special summons from the deck. 1 Sir, specials from the grave. Again, we'd play more if we could. Just 1 Libic. You're not going to have as many Burning Abyss in your hand as in like a pure Burning Abyss, but you still will have, opportunities to use his effect. 1 Calcab and 1 Barbar. That's it for the Burning Abyss and the Phantom Knight stuff. For kind of our supporting engine, 3 Fiendish Rhino Warrior. It's amazing. It gets effect failured sometimes and it kind of screws you over, but otherwise it's amazing. And then 1 Tour Guide. Best normal summon basically in this deck. Fiendish Rhino and Tour Guide are just amazing normal summons. So that's it kind of for the Burning Abyss and Phantom Knights engine. And I also play 1 Radian. Kaijus are just, I feel really, really good right now. A lot of times I found in this current meta, your opponent's not going to be ending on much more than like 1 problem monster that you have to deal with. And so if you can just get rid of it with a Kaiju, it's super easy. So I play the dark one because we also play Allure of Darkness, since pretty much all of these guys are dark except for Fiendish Rhino. So play 1 of him, potentially even bump him up to 2, or play some of the other ones if you want to. Hand traps, because you definitely can in Burning Abyss. 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Effect Veiler. Play whatever you want. DD Crows are actually really good right now. Ghost Ogres are okay, but these are just kind of the best universal ones that I like to play in most of the decks. And that is it for the monsters. Spells, we need some draw power, so 3 Allure. It's the best draw power for Burning Abyss, basically, other than Sekka's Light, but we don't play that build. 2 Pot of Desires. I didn't want to play 3. Again, like I said, this card has never let me down. It's really good, so I like it, and I played it 2 in this build. Foolish Burial, send anything. It's one of the best. I'd say the best spell card for this deck by far. Card Destruction helps you out. Sometimes can mess up your opponent. 1 Monster Reborn to just summon back whatever you need. And then the traps, 3 Fogblade. Drawing 1 and then getting another. Having 2 Fogblades set is never a bad thing. So, Fogblades are really good. That is it for the main deck. I think it's 41. I just couldn't think of a card to cut. I mean, you could cut the Kaiju if you wanted to make it 40, but I didn't see the need. Since we're playing Pot of Desires, it doesn't really matter too much. Extra deck, 2 Dante. Never have needed 3. Not nowadays, since it's a little harder to, to get 3 Dantes on board, basically. So 2 is perfect. Beatrice, of course, you want to get to her whenever you can. She's just absolutely amazing. And then Dante to summon off of Beatrice when she's destroyed. It happens a lot to me. People like to destroy Beatrice for some reason. She's such a great card, and then they have to deal with Dante. So the Pilgrim. 1 Levier. Since we're playing PKs, you're going to be banishing those PKs a lot, so summoning them back and just getting free monsters on board. Levier just is really good for that. Break Sword, super easy to make, super easy to you just get rid of a problem card your opponent controls. And like I said, if you have 2 Phantom Knights in your grave, you're going to be summoning them back, and then you can summon out Dark Rebellion. So that's why those are there. That's it for kind of the Xyz stuff. The links, play the best one is Cherubini. Potentially even play 2. It's a little pricier, so I just play 1. I've never really needed to go into more than 1, but it is amazing, especially in this, because like I said, you are getting that just a free search of a really good trap. So really, really good. Or send whatever Burning Abyss you want, graphs or whatever you want. Underclock Taker, I still really like the combo with Underclock Taker and any Burning Abyss. You can easily get Underclock Taker and then a Beatrice on board if you have Fiendish Rhino and any other Burning Abyss. So that's why I play that. Phoenix, Cerberus, Unicorn, just generic kind of back row removal, monster removal, and just shuffle back anything into the deck. And then another link through play is Trisbania. It's pretty good, especially against trap heavy decks. You can just banish, if a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, banish those monster, and then also as many spell and traps on the field. So you're banishing all the traps, or like I said, spells. Played Topologic Bomber. Again, it's easy to kind of just blow up the field with that guy. And then Borload. They're all pretty easy to make because you can spam the board a lot if you have the Burning Abyss monsters and whatnot. So yeah, that's it for the deck, guys. Like I said, this is kind of just an update, a different way of playing Burning Abyss. I'll try to do this with quite a few decks. So yeah, stay tuned. Make sure you guys subscribe. As usual, I got some really cool stuff coming up. So we will catch you guys on the next one.